box I sit on is a Reeve D36. Now, I think every box out there on the market has all got its pros and cons. However, the levelling system on this box is absolutely superb, and that's one of my main reasons for choosing to sit on a Reeve. It just best suits the kind of fishing that I do and what I consider to be most important in a box. Now, how I try and get this out is, back in the day we always used to have like a fixed box, which meant you were always carrying all your tackle with you all the time, no matter where you went. The great thing is with all these customizable boxes and with separate stacks is you only need to carry what you need. So I try and keep above the frame, you know, a standard sort of set of kit that I need to take everywhere, and then customize what goes underneath. So I have, this is the stack that comes with the box. I've got this kitted out with all my natural water rigs, and I have a second one that's kitted out with all my commercial rigs. So depending on whether I'm going to a natural water or a commercial, I pick the stack that I need, and that just goes straight underneath. Of course, those two stacks don't quite cover all of my fishing. I do have a load of separate trays, you know, kitted out with flat floats and deep water rigs and stuff like that. If I need any of those, I'll just clip them together under a separate stacky unit and just carry them separately. Right, above the frame we have the top drawer. As you can see, I've just kitted that out really kind of simply. We've just got plummets and stuff at the front, wristwatch, we've got a pound coin there for a side bet little one, cheeky. Just got scourgers, pincers, spare shot, stuff like that. I've got a few method feeder stems here tucked at the end. Yeah, just bits and pieces that I need during the match and you need to get hold of at any point. Above the frame I've got a shallow drawer. As you can see, it's just got a couple of loose rigs in there and some hook length boxes and some hook length spools. Now, most of my spare hook lengths, I carry them in bigger boxes in my carry-all. However, particularly these smaller ones, they're easy ones to forget. I've lost count of the amount of times where I've been sat down on a steep bank and I've needed to change hook length and I've left them behind me. So I try and keep these smaller ones just here in this tray where they're always there for me. You know, no clambering up the bank to go and find them. Right, this bottom tray is actually, hope Reeve don't mind, but a tray that I've swapped. The box itself, the Reeve boxes, they either come with a front drawer in this section, or on the cheaper boxes, just a shallow tray. I've actually took that off and instead put on a deeper 60mm tray, which has quite a bit more capacity. So what I try and keep in here is, again, bits and pieces that I'm likely to forget and leave in my carry-all when I set up. So I know that they're always there and to hand. I'm not going to need to get off my box and get them. So I've just got a few catapults in here for pole fishing, bigger catapults and stuff like that for waggler fishing. Of course, living my carry-all, they don't get used quite so much. Got a few little pole pots here, some odd hooks, some loose bits of line, sunglasses. Great thing to keep in your seat box, because you might not need sunglasses at the start of the match, but an hour in you need them. And by keeping them in there, that means I don't have to scramble up the bank and go and find them. They're always there, neat and tidy, underneath my box. So yeah, other bits and pieces in here, stopwatch, fish counters, bits and pieces like that. Got some little bit boxes for you know, making up rod and line rigs, stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much anything that I'm going to need throughout a match is all there and ready to go. comes to actual attachments on the box, I try and keep things, despite what people think, relatively simple. I like to have a nice big tray on my left hand side. This is actually a Matrix retractable one. I've got a Preston gripper roost on the side there for top kits, rods, stuff like that. A little arm off that as well for putting my landing net pole, keeping that out of the way, and just like a little kind of hood here for hook baits and stuff like that. Bait brollies, or the great big hooded side trays, I'm not a massive fan of them on my left hand side, so I find they just get in the way of top kits and rods and stuff like that, and my landing net pole. So I prefer just this little tiny one just to keep me hook baits dry, and this larger tray here to put feeders, hook length boxes, tubs of pellets, corn, you know, anything like that which doesn't really matter about getting wet. At the front I've got a homemade bar which I can attach 3 keep nets straight onto that. Obviously we've got my hooks here for pole sections, and I can also put my spray bar straight there in the front. On the right hand side I've got the option of putting another side tray if required on some venues. I've got the large Preston vented side tray that can go on there like that. That tends to keep the spare bait, ground bait, stuff like that out the rain. And a final useful attachment is one of these bars, which I've adapted this tray so this can clip straight onto the back there for putting pole sections, or if I'm not using this tray and I don't need it, I have one of these Matrix knuckles permanently attached to my box just here, and I can slot that straight onto the box itself, you know, just somewhere to keep your pole sections if need be. I also do have a couple of tulips as well which will go into there, which if you're on windy venues, sloping banks or anything like that, sometimes pole sections can slide off this and disappear into the drink. So the tulip clips, they will take big sections, you know, like your 11 metre or even your 13 metre section straight on there. You're going to just ram them in, they're going to hold in place and you're not going to lose them. Well, if you've enjoyed that video, then please make sure you check out the other parts. Over the next few weeks, I'll be going through all my kit, how I sort it, organise it, and just make sure I'm as efficient as possible, both on and off the bank. If you enjoyed my videos, then please subscribe to the channel and spread the word. Thanks everyone.